Today on the Youth Outdoor Network, we have second place angler of the year in the junior high division, Rowan Kelly, and his coach, Tyler Woke, just to talk a little bit about the 2021 season, 21-22 season. And today's broadcast is sponsored by Green Tech Technologies. Okay, first off, we got Rowan Kelly, and I'll let him introduce himself.
All right. Hi, I'm Rowan Kelly. I go to United Local. I'm in 8th grade. Yep.
Okay. And now we got, how long have you fished in the SFL, Rowan?
1 year.
1 year. Okay. And next up, we got his coach, Tyler Woke. And Tyler, how long you been fishing?
I started bass fishing really heavily in 2015, and I've been fishing my whole life for panfish and all kinds of other fish around here, but mainly got in the bass scene around 2015 and started tournament angling around 2018, somewhere in there, about 3 years after I started. And I've been started coaching Rowan last year, and just a good opportunity to get kids out. I know I would have really appreciated something like that when I was in high school. You know, I had that gap, those 3 years where I was just on my own in my John boat, grinding it out down there, some of those local lakes that Rowan fishes, and that's kind of how I linked up with him, was down there around the Salem Reservoir, Guilford Lake area, and he just reminded me of what I was, and I know that if I would have met a guy like me a long time ago, I probably could have learned a lot more, a lot faster. And right. I did eventually meet a guy, Jack Waltz. Kind of one of the reasons why I like to pay it forward to Rowan is because, you know, when you go out with a guy that's experienced and knows these local lakes and knows a couple spots and a couple techniques that can show you, it can be really all the difference.
Yeah, it can sure speed up the learning process, that's for sure. So who got a hold of who? Did you guys just meet each other fishing one day? Or
you know, on Instagram, I was always, whenever I'm trying to look out at a new local lake, I would usually just go to social media and type in some hashtags and stuff and try to learn some information that way about the lake. I've just found that's a great way to maybe see the background of a spot or anything just for a lake that you have no information on, see a bait somebody's using, see if there's grass, see if it's a lay-down lake. And I just was thinking about running over to Guilford Lake, and I was checking out some information on it, and I saw that this one kid over there sure seemed to hashtag the lake a lot and fish it a lot out of his boat. And I just linked up with Rowan that way, and you know, he just has that passion that he loves fishing, and he'll go out on that lake for hours at a time and not get a bite and still go back out the next day and fish for 7-8 hours. So I knew he was passionate about it, and I know it's somebody that really wanted to care about learning about fishing. And I got in touch with his mom, and yeah, that's how it all worked out. And we just started fishing last year, and we've seen a lot of improvements in 1 year, that's for sure. I'm sure Rowan can tell you more about that.
Yeah. Rowan, so Guilford Lake, you'd consider that your home lake then, right? That you live right on it?
Yeah, I live on it.
What's your biggest bass out of there?
6'2".
6'2".
Yep.
That lake has some monster fish in it. The biggest bag I've ever weighed in northeastern Ohio was a club tournament at Guilford Lake before they changed the slot, and we had 5 fish that went 25 pounds.
Yeah.
So that lake it has some monsters in it, no doubt. So Rowan, like this social media thing, do you have like a fishing page or?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. How do you get to that? Take it from somebody like me who doesn't know how to do that. Like I'm on Instagram, but that's it. Like, and my daughter did that for me. So.
Yeah, it's like you go to Instagram and like the search thing, just type in I've caught bigger, and I'm usually like the first one that comes up.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've Caught Bigger then is kind of the name of your page.
Yeah, it is.
All right. Tyler, do you have a page?
Yeah, I have an Instagram page, Stay Woke 17, WOAK, or no, it's Tyler Woke 17. Sorry about that. That's my Twitter. But my Instagram's Tyler Woke 17, WOAK, and you can just get me on Facebook too. I always post a lot on there, just Tyler Woke, WOAK.
That's cool. Coming from the background I have, my dad fished tournaments years and years ago, when it really was just starting. And it's come so far now. And the way you guys can, with social media, just a few years ago, my nephew was fishing in the SFL, and my brothers tell me about Guggen baits. I never even heard of Guggen baits.
Yeah.
And these kids were already ahead of the game, throwing the new baits, and it really has changed the way fishing is. Just a big question for you, because it's out there on social media. It's so big now. What do you guys think about the whole cheating mess? I have my thoughts on it, but social media plays a big part in that too. I'm sure you guys have all seen it, right? The walleye tournament.
Yeah.
And what I think about that with the social media, and a warning to a lot of young anglers in the Student Fishing League, you see some success, it could be very addicting, and it could be just like gambling or any other kind of addiction, really. You taste that win one time, and a lot of guys get desperate to keep winning. And a lot of times, too, it's just the ego behind it. Fishing
right
competitively, sometimes there's a lot of great aspects behind it, but there also could be a lot of negative habits that come with it. And I think ego on social media is a big factor. Everybody on social media is the best fisherman they've ever seen. And I think the two anglers that were caught up in this scandal, they were just too embarrassed to lose. And part of tournament fishing and competitive fishing for bass, walleye, crappie, anything is, but sometimes you're going to catch them and sometimes you're going to lose. Sometimes you're going to have a good year and you're going to have 5 bad years before you have another good year.
Yeah.
And it's
I know
that ego.
I know you're a big baseball fan, and I kind of relate fishing to baseball. You're not going to win every game. I mean, if you could win half the bass tournaments you were in, you're
great.
You would be unbelievable. So, it's a deal where you got to take your lumps with your wins too. And I actually think the social media aspect, it hurts our sport a little bit, because now you got people that don't understand it, think, well, that happens every tournament, and we know it doesn't. And but if you get caught like they did, you will never fish another competitive event anywhere.
You won't fish a competitive event, and you're going to have a hard time showing up to the local lake and fishing for fun. You ruined your whole. My advice for that is, how important is fishing to you? A tournament win and a couple $100, or is it worth you never ever getting to go to your local lake ever again? And
exactly.
These guys going to Mosquito, going to Shenango, going to all those places, Erie. Before tournament fish, I even found tournament fishing. I didn't even care about that. I cared about going out and catching bass, and as did Rowan. Tournaments were never even a thought on your mind, and that's what I want a lot of these kids to understand with that too. Remember where you were before tournament angling and why you did it before you tournament fished.
Right.
And the flip side too, Harry, I have to say too about the social media. Don't mean to cut you off, but
no.
There's a lot of negative aspects. But it has also turned a lot of kids on to fishing. I know a lot of our local guys have strong opinions about guys in the Guggen squad and Guggen baits and stuff. But I have not seen an organization or a tackle company or any pro fisher, even Bassmaster, MLF. I have not seen any of those companies make a strive to reach out to the youth like Guggen has,
exactly.
YouTube has, and just social media in general. Because when I was Rowan's age, the only people that I knew that fished were old timers. That's it. And
Right.
now you can link up with so many more people and find kids that you can go fishing with. And half the time it's just having a buddy there with you to keep the confidence, to keep grinding it out until you figure something out. So I think there's a lot of positives that can come from it too.
100%, I believe that. Way more than the negative.